If you've spent any amount of time on this platform at all, you've seen this interaction before, a creator talking to a camera in a setup that they use week to week. And this is my setup at the moment. The reason why people use these angles is just so they have somewhere to film this part of their content really easily. It allows them to turn on a camera, start recording, and know that it'll look a certain way and work in a variety of content. So because I'm producing YouTube videos regularly at the moment, I've set up a little area so that I can do this week to week. And I just wanted to show you really quickly how I've chosen to light it. It's a fairly simple setup. I don't think there's anything too surprising here, but I just wanted to show you which fixtures I'm using and how they light up the scene. So starting to break down the lighting, I've got my key light up here, which is an Aperture 120D Mark II, and it's just a low budget softbox that I have on the front of it. So that provides this light here, turns it off, turn it back on. So you can see that's providing most of the level for my shot. My fill light is a Aperture 672 LED panel, which I have diffused through an umbrella. And I just have that mounted from my ceiling, and it just provides this little bit of level so that my face isn't too dark. If I turn my key back on, turn that off, you can see that it's just a little bit contrasty, which I don't mind, but on YouTube with the compression and all of that, I think that just having that extra bit of light just helps to make it look good. So behind me, I also have a couple of other things going on. I have a hair light that shines through here, and I'll just turn it on and off so you can see it. And that just helps him to pop from the background a little bit. I have a backlight, which is another Aperture 672 LED panel with a yellow gel over it, which I just shine at the wall behind me. And that just provides a little bit of extra contrast and provides a yellow color, which is part of the color scheme that I'm going for on this channel. And then I also have some simple LED strips, real cheap ones that I found at my local hardware store. And I just have these mounted from the ceiling, and they just add that little bit of purple light. So this is my setup without any of the lights turned on. There's some ambient light coming through, obviously, because you can still see a little bit of me. But if I just turn it on from the back to the front, so we've got our purple LED strip. So you can already see we've got a bit of color coming through. Then I have my Aperture 672 panel, which sits behind me as a little bit of a backlight. And so that is this yellow glow behind me. I then have an Aperture MC panel mounted behind me here, which provides this hair light. I have a fill light, which is an Aperture 672 panel with an umbrella for diffusion. And then my key light, which is an Aperture 120D Mark II through a softbox. The lights I use here are the same lights that I use in my freelance cinematography career, so they're probably a little bit of overkill for this setup, but they're what I already have, so that's why I use them. But that also means that I have to pack them down from time to time when I need them on a shoot. So while this is a fairly simple setup, there are 5 different fixtures that I'm using to make this look. And I think it's come up all right. Now there's definitely one brand that dominates my lighting setup, and that's Aperture. And I have no affiliation to them or don't owe them anything, but I just really like their products. They produce really high quality lights at an affordable price, and so that's why they've ended up in my kit. I find that they do the job that I need them to. I wouldn't use them on every job, and I'd rent lights as I need to, but for the kit that I own, and especially for something like this YouTube setup, they're perfect. They provide the output, and they're cost effective. My most recent light purchase has been the Aperture MC panels, and these are really great. They're just a little LED panel which is RGB, so you can make it any color you want. And I find them incredibly helpful for just little things like this hair light, or just adding a little bit of color to a shot. With these panels, you can use the Aperture Link app, which allows you to control them from your phone over a Bluetooth connection, which is really great. You can do everything you need to from your phone wirelessly, but the older lights from Aperture don't have this functionality built in. So I've also recently just purchased the Link bridge from Aperture, which allows me to control my older fixtures like the 120D Mark II through the Link app. So this has been a really great purchase, as I really like being able to control everything from one place. Well, that's all for today, guys. I've tried to keep it nice and simple and quick. So if you have any questions at all and want more details, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. So the studio space that I'm in is just a garage, and it doesn't even have a ceiling installed, so the beams are just all exposed. And so I just mount some light stands straight from the beams up there, put it in upside down, it just hangs down from there. I've just got some cheap Amazon light stands that I leave up there all the time, and it makes it really easy to mount the smaller lights that don't need a C-stand.